If you are ready to take your Sawyer Squeeze water filter to the next level, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to show you how this modification can make your water filter work quicker and easier. First, I'll show you how it works, and then I'll teach you how to make it. Stay tuned. You just got to get prepared. This video is part of my Sawyer Squeeze Tips and Tricks series, where I'm sharing everything that I know about the Sawyer Squeeze. So make sure you check out the playlist at the end of this video that'll show all the other videos that we've been making. If you have used your Sawyer Squeeze much, the first pain point is probably this included pouch. If you tried to fill it, you'll probably realize that it doesn't really want to collect water very easily. Obviously, you can get a cup and you can use that to be able to funnel water into it or to pour water into it, but there has to be a better way. And in another video, we talked about how the CNOC Vecto was the solution to that pain point. What I love about the CNOC Vecto is this really large opening on the end. As you can see, you can open that up and look how big that is. You can collect so much water so quickly with just a couple little dips in the water, maybe 3 in this situation. We have been able to fill up that container and be able to have all of our water very easy and very simply be put into our container. The next pain point in the filtering process is all of the twisting. You have to twist off the filter, and then you have to twist on the cap, and then you fill your container. For the sake of time, I'm going to switch to this bag here. Then once your bag is full, you're going to twist off the cap again, and you are going to twist back on the filter, and you're going to filter your water, and then the process starts over, and you just repeat over and over, twisting and twisting. And it was through this process that I thought there must be an easier way, and that's what I'm hoping to share with you today. Since everything needs a name, I have decided to call this the Sawyer Quick Connect Gravity System. And it not only works with the Sawyer Squeeze, but if you are using the Sawyer Mini or the Micro Squeeze, it will work with those also because they all have the same twist-on cap end. So whatever system you're using, this will work with it. So the first issue that we want to solve is the twisting. So here is the Quick Connect. We are going to separate off the filter, and then this side we are going to connect to our dirty bag like that. And on this side is this little flow valve that you could hear that. It has these little teeth that allows us to close up that little section of hose so that no water will get through. Then we just fill our dirty bag like normal. And that little quick connect valve down there is going to hold the water inside of there. And it is doing its job perfectly. Now, just so you can see what it's like if you open it, you can release the little teeth there and water will flow freely. And that is how this half of the Quick Connect works. The other half of the Quick Connect system just twists right in to the end of the filter. And so inside here I've got my little screen filter. You take this gray side and just twist it on there, and that is all that is needed for this side of the Quick Connect system. With the system all set up, now all we have to do is listen for the magic sound. Did you hear that? Hold on, let me do it again. That is the sound that eliminates all of the twisting. We don't have to twist anything on, anything off. All we have to do is release and click. Isn't that awesome? Now all we have to do is open the little clamp and we are filtering as usual. So you could drink out of the end, you could fill up other people's containers. One cool thing is if you're filling somebody's container and it starts to get full, you can push on the little clamp and stop the water flow, and then you can just start it right back up and just keep going. One of my favorite little adapters to put on the Sawyer Squeeze is this little thing called a Sawyer Cleaning Coupling. And all you do is you remove the sport cap that's on there and you twist this onto the filter, and then you can take, in this case I'm going to use a smart water bottle, and you just twist that on to the end like that. You undo the connection and start filtering water. Now, some of you might know that after a little bit of filtering, it's going to get really hard. You're going to wonder what's going on and why is water not filtering through there. And I want you to listen to something. There is pressure being built up inside there. And so when you're using a smart water bottle or a bottle like this, get it tight and then do a quarter of a turn to let the air escape as you filter. And then you can keep filtering the water into the bottle. Now, because of this, we can also, or this setup, we can also attach it to our gravity system. I've got a little hanger there, and we can just let that hang and filter into the bottle. And if we notice that it's getting full, at any point we can just stop the flow of water, change out the bottle, put a new one on, and then keep the water flowing through. Another neat trick you can do with this system is what I'm calling filtered water on demand. With this setup here, we can just undo the flow, and now we just have filtered water that we could wash our hands with. We could fill a container. We can close it down. So if we just want a little trickle, maybe we're brushing our teeth and just want a little bit of water coming through, we can adjust it, and it's all just water on demand. Or we could open it up as full and just let it fill our containers and do its thing. The next option that I wanted to show you is how to hook up this extension hose so that you could keep your clean water container on the ground. It's a more traditional way of how a gravity system works. All we need to do is remove the water filter, and we will just attach it to this Evernew bottle so that it's ready to go. Now we take this extension hose and we are going to attach one end to it like that. Now, in order to have the filter work as good as possible, we need to purge or bleed all of the water or air out of this line. And the way that we do that is we hold one end above our water level and open both of the valves. Air is going to immediately start to escape. Water likes to find its own level, so we just lower this end down until the water comes to the top, which is right there, and then we seal it off. Once all the air is out of there, we simply have to just connect that end to our filter, open the valve, and as you can see, water is already flowing into the clean bag. That's the gist of what it does and how it works. Now let's talk about how to make it. So for this project, all you're going to need is a way to measure, mark, cut, and clamp. We'll talk about the clamping when we get to that point. For the supplies, these are the things that you're going to be needing. The first is the inline adapters. Now these probably came in your box, but if they didn't, or you don't have them, or you're using them somewhere else, you could actually purchase another set off of Amazon. The next thing you'll need, depending upon if you're going to make the short version or the extended version of the project, you're going to need 1 or 2 sets of these fast fill adapters. This is the quick connection setup, so they're the little plastic pieces here, and so you're going to need a few of those. The next item is a couple of these pinch valves, that one that has these little teeth on it, and again they're found, you can get those off of Amazon also. And then some tubing. So this was the bit of tubing that came with this set. It can be used if you're going to be making the short version, but if you want the extended filter system, you'll have to get a little bit of this hosing, and you might have some in some hydration pack or some other system that you have. So look around and see what kind of gear you have, because you might be able to repurpose it into this setup. The last thing I've got over here are just a few little clamps that we'll put on to help hold it all together. In the description down below, I'll leave a list of these things with links so that you can find them on Amazon in case you need to purchase any of these items. Now that we have our tools and supplies, let me show you how this thing lays out. Starting from the dirty bag side, we have the blue inline adapter. Then I cut this 2.5-inch length of hose, followed by the female side of the quick connect. And then we have 2 clamps down here, and then this pinch valve. So that's one half of it. This half of it has the male side of the quick connect with a 1.5-inch length of hose, and then the gray side of the inline, and then we have the filter, again with 2 little clamps down there that we'll be using. So that's how this breaks out if we wanted to look at how all the pieces lay out on the table. I found that if I put this together in the correct way, that when we're done and we're using it, it actually works in the right way. So the way that I do it is I have the knock facing out, and by doing that, that makes the pinch valve face out and the gray little quick connect face out, so that I can easily use all these things from the front side, and it just makes it easier to work with when you are using it. But it all starts by assembling it in the correct way, and that's what I'll show you now. So let's start with having our dirty bag and the knock sign facing up, and we'll take our blue inline adapter and attach it to the end. And that's kind of one of the key things, is make sure that that's slightly snug, because that's how it's going to be when we're actually using the filter system. From there, we're going to take our 2.5-inch length of hose and slide it onto that blue barb. With that on there, we take one of our clamps and slide it on. Then we're going to take our pinch valve, and the pinch valve has this opening on one side. That's where the clipping is taking place. We want to take the other, we want that facing away from the dirty bag. So we're going to slide that in and just kind of work it through the pinch valve system. It takes a little bit to get that there. And we want that facing, the system facing up, so that those pinch things are happening right there. Once that's on, then we'll take another clamp and slide that on. And then finally, we're going to take the female side of the quick connect and slide that into the hose. And we'll have the gray little lever there facing you or facing away from me. That's how we want the final product to look. So this is one half of the system. The other half of the system is not as critical, but for the sake of keeping things the same, we'll take our filter and we'll twist the gray inline adapter onto it, and then we'll take the 1.5-inch length of hose and slide that onto the gray barb like that, and then take one of the clamps and put it on. Actually, we're going to put both of the gray clamps on, and then take the other, the male side of the quick connect and slide it into the length of hose like that. And that is how that half of the system comes together. All right, so I'm pretty happy with how this is looking so far. Now it's time to clamp it up. This is where our pliers come in handy. So if you have some pliers that are this adjustable size, we want to go to the bigger setting so there's a little bit of space between the ends of the pliers there. And then on this side, again, I know I've been a little particular, but I like when we do this clamp, there's going to be some extra plastic where the clamping actually takes place. I want to have those on the bottom side away from where this pinch valve is. And so we just kind of set those how we want them to be. And then with the pliers, I like to get it in there pretty much all the way to the end. I hope you can see that. And then just start to squeeze down. You'll start to hear it kind of clip or click, and then you can just squeeze it together just like that. And that same idea we're going to do to all the other three that are on this. All right, I'm not sure how well that first one showed up on the video. So on this other side, it doesn't really matter where the clamps are facing because of just how this side works. So I will show another one. I'll do it with my other hand so that hopefully you can see how the clamping takes place. So you just slide the little clamp inside there and then hear that click, and then you just squeeze down on it until it all closes up nice and neat like that. And then you just do the rest of them the same way. And it's not very hard, it just kind of clicks on there, and that one right there is all done and sealed up. Do you want to hear the magic sound again? Isn't that awesome? No more twisting. This little get up right here has eliminated our twisting of the cap on, the cap off, the filter on, the filter off. Now this might be as far as you want to go. If you took this, took off the cap and put on the Sawyer Cleaning Coupling and then attached your clean bottle to it, this can be your gravity system. You can stop right there and have a complete hanging system working for you. But if you want to take it to the next step, that's where we add on the extension hose. Now the extension hose is really simple to make. let me move this out of the way. All we need is a length of hose. This is approximately 4 feet, and it can be any length that you like. I found that 4 feet works good, depending upon where this is hanging and coming down to the ground. A 4-foot length of hose seems to work pretty well for me. So with that, all we need is we take another one of these fun little pinch valves and we slide it on to one end. And then we attach the female side to that side of the hose, which has the little gray valve or push thing on it, the push button on it. And then the other side, we attach the male side of the quick connect to. And what this does is this allows us to put this into the filter, or into the dirty side, and then we take our hose, our filter and the hose, and connect those. Now we can keep this on the ground and put this up in the tree and allow the gravity to bring the water through the filter and into our clean bag down below. And so it's just a length of hose, another one of those quick connects, and this small little pinch valve to make that system work. Again, not necessary, but if you want that option, that is a great way to have more versatility with your gravity system. Well, I hope that helped you to see how easy it is to put your own quick connect gravity system together. It's just a simple little thing with a few parts. Maybe you already have them on hand, but a way to build something that can help get the most out of your Sawyer Squeeze. If you still have not checked out the rest of my videos on the Sawyer Squeeze, make sure you check out that playlist, and hopefully that'll help you to learn more about your Sawyer Squeeze and how to get the most out of it. Once again, I'd like to thank you for your time, and may God bless you as you prepare every needful thing. Thank you.